If there's one thing I know in life, it is that I am a bum. A bum is me. Not in like a self-defeating way, but more in a anthropologically accurate way. Good and decent people can easily identify a bum because they always need to know which people to avoid, right? But very few normal people appreciate the complexities of the distinct bumeric cultural philosophy. The lifestyle of a bum can come off as strange because the normies can't relate to being such a low-quality human being, but there's an internally consistent logic to the way we operate. For example, there was a period in college where I completely inverted my sleep cycle because I was pulling so many all-nighters. But look at me now. You can't call me an uneducated bum because I'll point to that degree on the wall and let you know that you're talking to a scholarly bum. I've also eaten only one meal a day for the past 3 years, and it's not even for the normal people reasons. It's not about weight loss or the supposed health benefits of intermittent fasting. I just failed to see the usefulness of breakfast and lunch. Eating multiple times a day evolved as a social phenomenon, but when I'm eating alone at my desk while watching YouTube, it's completely arbitrary how many times I choose to partition my daily sustenance. There is the argument that you need to eat food to have enough energy to do things during the day, but here's my counter argument. I put my trust in White Monster to power me through the day, then I'll eat dinner late at night because starvation makes it difficult to sleep. It may sound like I'm willingly violating the Geneva Convention on myself on a daily basis, but it's not that bad. This all started a few years ago in 2021, right as inflation was really taking off, and I was a broke college student who finally had to reckon with the reality of cash outflows for things like food and electricity. Being a first-rate bum, inflationary times are really just a chance for us to show off our adaptability to adverse situations. Like, it's much harder for a single mom to explain to her kid why they're having off-brand Dino Nuggies for dinner today than it is for me to live in my car for a month. Lunch was definitely a casualty of inflation, but I also ruthlessly optimized what I did eat for that one meal. First step, I'd take a very big bowl, a mixing bowl. Second step, I'd reach into the fridge for some milk. Third, take an entire box of cereal and pour it into the bowl, followed by an appropriate ratio of milk. If you've never sat down at 7 p.m. and eaten an entire box of cereal, that's probably because you're a happy and well-adjusted human. You'll need a PhD from Bum University to comprehend this type of behavior. When I see someone complain that cereal costs $5 a box, that's how I know I'm talking to a completely unserious person. It might take some strategy, maybe some complex analysis. Things might get to the point where you have to get the store brand honey glazed oat circles instead of the real thing. But cereal can be purchased at an efficiency of at least 1,000 calories per dollar if you're trying hard enough. The definitive high point in my life was this one week in 2021 when I stacked like 5 coupons to get on-brand cereal for 83 cents a box. The long shelf life of breakfast cereal is what made buying 50 boxes such a brilliant hedge against inflation. The other component of the cost equation is the milk. We Americans enjoy the benefits of government subsidized dairy, so milk is always a cheap source of calories and protein. Doing the math, a standardized day's worth of calories in cereal and milk can be reliably procured for less than $3. Proponents of eating real food argue that you could buy whole natural ingredients and cook them yourself for the same economic efficiency. But these misguided people fail to realize that there's a cost to the time devoted to preparing food. Now, I'm a bum, so I don't have any intrinsic reason to value my own time, but capitalist America has determined that the market value of my time is at least $7.25 an hour. That's also why the cereal meta isn't just for the broke boy eras in your life. The higher your income gets, the more justified you are on jumping on the cereal grind because your time is even more valuable. The CEO of Kellogg's recently suggested to financially struggling families to eat cereal for dinner in a new low for the free market economy. He's trying to appeal to the wrong consumer demographic of contributing members of society. So let me pitch you a new line of cereals that are tailored for bums like me. Unlucky Charms, Honey Bunches of Debt, Cinnamon Toast Can't Take It Anymore. The only valid argument against cerealitarianism is the health aspect. I am not sponsored by Big Cheerio, so I can honestly admit that eating a box of cereal a day is probably about as healthy as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. It's a surprise to many people that I'm actually in pretty good physical shape. I might be a lazy bum, but being a fat and lazy bum would be a bit too on the nose. My strange eating habits are kind of part of that. If you've ever sat down and eaten an entire box of cereal in one sitting, the last thing you want to do is crack open another box. I actually lost weight during my cereal eating prime. Was it due to being so cheap as to induce a moderate state of starvation? Probably. But let's be honest, health and longevity has never been high on the Bumeric priority list.